Good morning, everybody. My name is Thor and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're talking about 5 easy tricks on a quarter pipe that look hard, or some variation of that title. So I want to point out that skating quarter pipes, depending on the size of it, is actually, pretty easy. And it's something that I hated doing when I was younger. When I was a little kid, like 12 years old, I hated skating transition. I only wanted to skate like street, and all of my friends, every single one of them, hated that. They only want to skate transition. So I was like, okay, well, I can either skate with my friends and learn how to skate transition, or I can skate alone. And I opted to learn how to skate transition. And I'm so glad that I did, because now it's one of my favorite things to skate, and I have a blast doing it every time. And I'm glad that I went out of my way to learn, even though it was a battle, and at first I hated it, now I love it. And I also want to preface this by saying, when I'm talking about easy tricks, these are not necessarily all tricks that you're going to be able to do in one day. These are just tricks that are not incredibly overly hard, but they look kind of hard and kind of cool, and they're easier. I would say some of these are probably a bit more intermediate, beginner intermediate. There's nothing incredibly advanced in this list. Most of these I'd say, right in between beginner and intermediate as far as transition goes, but they're just easier tricks that look kind of hard and look kind of impressive. So to start off, number 1 on this list, I have the backside disaster. Backside disaster for me was one of the hardest tricks to learn. My very first ever transition trick, weird enough, was a frontside disaster. It wasn't like a 50-50 or a rock to fake or anything like most people's. It was a frontside disaster. And backside disasters, I always thought looked really cool, but for some reason I could just never do them. I could never figure them out. Backside disasters, for some reason I could just never do them. I could never figure them out, and they never made sense to me. Until finally I took the time to just keep practicing them, and now I have them really good. They're my favorite quarter pipe trick, without a doubt. They're my go-to. I actually have a secret that really made this trick work for me, which if you'd like me to make a video about that, leave a comment below, talk about like the secret of backside disasters, if any of y'all struggle with this trick like I did, because it was a battle for me. But the backside disaster, I think the reason I like it so much is, one, because I just flow into it, and a lot of the times I'll kind of like diagonal a little bit, and so it'll feel cool to rock back in like that. As I was saying, the backside disaster, it's not necessarily one that like looks like it's incredibly complicated, but it's just one that like when it's done well, it just looks nice. So definitely do the backside disaster. It's fun. It's my favorite trick on a quarter pipe, so hopefully you all like it. The second trick on my list is going to be the FAKIE frontside Smith stall, or like the FAKIE Smith. This trick is very easy. You literally just go at fakie and kind of just pivot into the Smith a little bit, like it puts you right in there. It's very easy to do, just quick on the quarter, and I kind of like to pop out of it a little bit. I like to do other tricks out of it. It's very fun to do, and it looks a little bit more unique as opposed to like, let's say you do a little fakie rock, right? It's something that's like quick, cool trick to do, and when you do it well, it's very fun. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this trick, but yeah, just lock in, and it feels really good when you get a good lock too. So for the third trick on the list, I actually don't know the technical name of this trick. I've always just called it a full rock, where you do like a little fakie half cab rock to rock and roll. So I always call this a full rock. Now you can do this trick either fakie or nollie. I actually like to do it nollie a little bit more than fakie. When I was younger I liked it fakie, now I like it a little nollie, but you literally just go up fakie or nollie and just pivot off your nose and clock up there, and then you just rock and roll out. It's not complicated at all, but it looks pretty cool. Especially for me, when I was learning quarter pipe tricks, that was like my first like cool-ish trick that I learned. And it was so good feeling to go up there, doop, doop, doop. And it also feels like a little like, it's kind of like you do a full 360. There's just something about it that feels cool. Not only does it look a little bit cooler, but it also feels pretty cool when you first learn it. So I definitely recommend learning the full rock. My friend Liz just now, she was like, "Are you filming for YouTube or what?" Yes, I am, ma'am. for the fourth trick on this list, I don't know the technical name of this, but it's like sex change to switch rock. It's actually not a very normal trick like the rest of these ones. This one's a bit more abstract, but I think that's part of the reason why I like it, is because it's one that I do a lot, but I don't see an incredible amount of other people doing it. Not that I've never seen it, but it doesn't tend to be an incredibly common one. I actually think it's pretty cool. But it's really not difficult at all. You just kind of go up after your wheels kind of hit the coping and just kind of do a little sex change, a little 180. I don't really ollie it, I just kind of section my body and land a switch rock and then come back down. It's really not that hard, but it is a little weird to figure out the timing. Otherwise, you're gonna fall like this. Once you can figure out the timing, it's pretty cool. Not to mention, like, if you can get it to slide in the board, it's super sick. And this is definitely one that, like, people are like, oh, hey, that's a little unique. That's kind of cool. So, yeah. Sex change to switch rock. All right, everybody. For the fifth and final list, right. All right, everybody. For the fifth and final trick on this list, we have the no stall revert. This trick is very fun. I love doing it on bigger copings, bigger quarter pipes. It's not difficult at all, but it is a little weird to figure out at first. For me, at least personally, it was pretty hard. But literally all you do is you go up and you no stall and you just kind of revert down. There are kind of two ways to do this trick. One's kind of more beginner-ish way, and then the other way is the kind of like better way that I like to do it. But you can either kind of pivot it like off your back wheels, which is kind of the beginner way, which I actually really recommend learning first. It's a bit more, like, it's a bit less scary that way. And then, but after you get that down, you're gonna wanna kind of do it more proper, which is you're gonna wanna like actually revert, which this one kind of just involves like putting your whole weight on your nose and on the front of your board, and it'll just revert down. It's not that scary. I recommend learning it on smaller quarter pipes at first. I mean, I recommend learning all of these tricks on smaller quarter pipes at first. But with this one especially, because, you know, you're kind of reverting out and you don't want to like end up power sliding down because you didn't put enough weight. So once you can do this and figure it out, it actually is really fun to do. It feels very fun, and it looks pretty cool too, especially in a game of skate. There are a lot of people that can do it, but I feel like it's one of those that kind of gets people, you know, a bit more caught up than your typical, I don't know, you know, backside feeble or something like that. And it's definitely one that just looks cool, and it also makes, you know, it's like all these tricks are going to be tricks that are like, okay, this guy can kind of skate a little bit. So that's the cool thing about the no stall revert. It's fun. It's pretty easy to do. All of these tricks I can give little trick tip or tips on, whatever, but especially the backside disaster, I have like a secret for it. If you want tips about any of these tricks, leave it in the comments below. Anyways, I just want to say I appreciate all of you for watching this video. If you like this content, go ahead and leave a like, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below about questions that you have, any comments, what are tricks that you find easy or cool. Go ahead and stay tuned for more videos. I'm trying to upload a video every single Friday, so every week, once on Friday, and I'm trying to get back into it and be more consistent and be making good quality videos for all of you to enjoy. So go ahead and stay tuned for that. And I appreciate all of you for sticking through and watching this video. I hope that any of these tricks, you know, or any of these tips helped you at all. I hope you enjoyed this video. But like I said, stay tuned for more content coming out every Friday, and I'll see you all later with a new video.